All right, before we get this episode started, after you watch this, if you enjoy it, please remember to subscribe, like, comment, and share. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video and my channel. A big thank you to you for that. Now, here's this week's episode. Okay, Wednesday, April 10th, made it to the cabin, and the first thing I noticed as we're walking in is there's something laying next to the house. Look, it's the cap from the chimney with the furnace, if you can see it. There it is. I'll try to zoom in here. There. So I got to get up there and I got to replace that cap on top of that right away before I turn the heat on. Because once I turn the heat on, that gets a little on the warm side. So, wrong hand. There we go. So, I can't even unload the truck. I got some maintenance work to do. Up north, cabin life. You got to love it. All right, Wednesday evening, we were going out to eat. And this is one of the areas where I've planted my 2 trail cameras over here. Now, we've been up here for 25 seasons. I have never seen this being logged. I get my trail cameras out here for 1 month. And look at the logging. Here's their vehicles. So we went out for supper, and I didn't have the keys with me to my trail cameras. So after supper, we got back home. I got my gear, and I'm hoping that my trail cameras are still out here to my right, and that they logged all these logs, that they logged this further, what would this be, further south of me. So let's go see if we can find our trail cameras. Let the adventure begin. Well, little did I know at this time, but if I had to pick a starting point for our multiple complex challenges for 2024, I think this was the starting point, as at this time I had no idea of the complex medical challenges that Sandy and I were about to face that were just around the corner coming in May.
At this time, I didn't know I was facing my prostate surgery or Sandy's complex eye pressure issues. I was still focused on my upcoming turkey hunt.
All right, we found a trail camera. That is, it's hard to see here. Got the flashlight going, but there's a bowl area out here that kind of drops down. So found the one trail camera still on. So we're going to pull this one now. There it is. So good. One down and one to go somewhere out there.
Now this aerial overview shows the location of this first trail cam that I was able to find in the dark.
Well, I've been zigzagging the woods since I found that first trail camera for what seems like 45 minutes to an hour. I know the general area I was at. I know from the trail camera I found, I was on an angle back to my truck where it was parked.
Now this aerial overview shows you the location and trail angle where I placed my second trail cam in relationship to the first recovered trail cam's location.
I've walked that twice. I can't find it. I've walked this in a zigzag pattern all the way back to my truck trying to find it. See if it's showing up on any tree, but nothing. So this is going to be my last pass. I'll zigzag back towards the truck. And if not, there's definitely been trees that have been harvested here. You can see a bunch of limbs down. And that here, they've been harvesting trees. So my best guess is if I don't find it zigzagging back on the bottom of a tree, it was on a tree that was harvested. And I'm out of trail camera. Unless I come back when these guys are working to see if they took it off the tree and just hung on to it, thinking somebody might ask for it. All right, that's it for now. Day 2 of my quest. Get up to the cabin and pull trail cams. I was supposed to pull all 6 of them this morning, but we had a little issue with some forestry work being done where I had trail cams. So I was out there last night. You may have seen that video already, looking for those cameras. So I'm headed to our second location. I've got 4 trail cameras set up there. We're going to pull those and take a look at that data. So stick with us.
Now this aerial view shows this 255-acre parcel of combined state-owned land and DNR public use land that I am now on.
We've arrived at our second location. We're walking in. I thought about driving in and saving some time, but you drive in, you miss seeing all the little subtle signs that you may find on the ground. Now, we had a rain last night, supposed to rain again later today. So I'm getting out here now to pick up the 4 trail cams I got out on this public hunting ground area. So I will, I was going to say I'll show you some sign as I run across it, but here they are already. Well, this is fresh today. Like I said, it just rained last night, so you can see them here. That looks like an overstep of 2 prints. Another one there. Didn't take long to pick up our first sign. Oh, here's some more on this side. The deer are moving. So, alright. Okay. Holy cow. I'm going to put my hand here for reference. This is amazing. Look at the size of that print. Wow. Now that was heading out this way too. A lot of deer sign. But I'll be turkey hunting in a couple of weeks. I'd like to see turkey sign. Alright. Like I said, we'll keep turning it on and keeping you informed as we find more sign. Alright, that bedding area is coming up right in here. I got 2 trail cams in here. We're going to pull those first. Yeah, this is a trail area right out here. Oh, there's that one camera. It's on that tree right there. So that one's still there. Let's go get that one. So here's the trail. You can see there's some pellets in here, deer pellets on this trail. A little further this way, the trail comes in here. Yeah, this trail is well used. And yeah, we got some fresh, we got some more pellets over here, and the other camera's over there. So stick with us. We're going to collect these now. Turn this off for a while. All right, 1 camera picked up. We had 67 photos on that one. I'm hoping to have more on this camera because this is a double trail. We've got this trail coming this way, as you can maybe see in here, and there's another trail that comes from here, joins up right in here. And like I said, last year we had spooked I'm assuming it was a buck. It was a big-bodied deer. If it wasn't a buck, it was as big as though I ever saw. When I came in here last year, you could see bedding areas in this area. So let's see what we got on this camera here. Alright, so far so good. 2 for 2, not like last night. 97 picks on this one, 67 on the other one, so that's good. Alright, let's head out of here. We're going to head west, and that's more of an area where I'm hoping to find turkey. This was more of a deer site. This is a bedding area here, and I want to get out of here. Alright, we just come out on a trail. Oh yeah, check this out. Cutting across here. Yeah. Heading right down that way. They would have been coming from this area here where I had my trail cams in that bedding area. And they came right across here and out that way. So far the deer sign's been incredible. Where's the turkey? I've got May 8th to the 15th, I believe it is, 7 days. So I need to find turkey sign. And like I said, I keep looking for sign, and if we find anything substantial, we'll make sure we get it identified and show you guys. So stick with us. Let's go find our trail cams. This is my turkey area here, hopefully. So let's see. Let's go find the cameras. There's one of them right there. I think the other one's going to be further in. So let's get this one done. Take a look. See how many we got on here. This is the one I put up right here by the ridge line, and I think there's my other camera right there. Yep. There's the other camera right there. So, alright, let's get these cameras, see what we got on them. Stick with us. Alright, one more to recover. 178 pics on this one. So I'm hoping this is going to be more turkey in this area. So, although I haven't seen any turkey sign, I don't see any scratchings or feathers. Wait a minute, what is this? It's not, it's pretty subtle in here, but if you look around here, you can see all around this, you've got all the pine needles, okay? But right here, it's opened area from pine needles. That may be a scratching. So usually if you got one, there's another one in the area, and I think I see it right here. There's another one. See again? See the forest floor filled with pine needles all around here? And you get this bare spot. These are turkey scratchings. Now, if I could confirm that with some turkey droppings. Alright, before I recover that cam, I just want to look in the area. Here's some more. Right here. Here's some more. Those are definitely turkey scratchings. Definite. You can see right here. That's a big plus for turkey hunting. I'm just going to check out this area a little bit closer to see if there's any more scratchings. And we found 4 of them right here, all in a line. You might have had 4 birds coming through abreast of each other, moving through. So I'm going to go this way. We're going to check that out. This is a big plus for us. I'm happy. Right now, woodsmanship 101. I'm trying to do some homework here to find out the direction. Oh, here they are. Here's another one right here. Right here. Right there. You can see again you've got the brown around, and then right here it's pushed away a little bit. They're very subtle, but they're definitely here. So alright, I'd like to find turkey droppings if I could. That would be another major plus. It appears, like I said, from what I found, is scratchings here moving that way. I found another one out there, so I want to come back this way, and we're going to go past our camera here. In fact, I'll drop my backpack here. There. We'll leave that there. Let's see if we can see anything else. Alright, stick with us. I'm looking. We're doing our homework here. Found some more. Right here, again, scratching. And that's camera's right over there. So from here in this direction out that way. Okay, see if we can find some more. Get an idea where they came from. Like I said, woodsmanship 101. Spend the time and do your homework. Try to get as much intel and data on their movement, where they're at, where they came from, where they're going to. Keep checking this out. Stick with us. We're looking for more. Tough to pick up, but there's a trail coming right through here. Maybe it'll show up better as I pan this direction. Got a well-used deer trail going out that way. So I just came in here to see if I said any scratchings, or a bedding area. This would be nice for a bedding right in here too. I don't see nothing. Alright, we're going to keep going south a little further yet. Alright, I think we're going to head back and pull that camera. Well, this trail camera was a little bit of a disappointment. Only 14 on here. The one that's overlooking the ridge area had 197. Anyways, we did see turkey sign. That's a plus. Alright, so we successfully recovered all 4 of the trail cams from this hunting parcel, public ground. So I'm happy with that. And I might stop in by that other place, see if that guy is there, see if he did recover a trail cam, or if it just got damaged and not a big deal. I'm going to get my head down on the ground here and look real good for turkey scratchings. Definitely turkey. They've been coming through. Like I said, I keep my eyes to the ground. Woodsmanship 101. You want to pick up any little sign to put the pieces of the puzzle together, to put the percentages as much as possible in your favor. We know that there's turkey here. We get scratching. We saw dropping. Hopefully when I check the trail cameras, we'll see some on there to confirm even more. And I think this is a good area to try for turkey. I'm looking forward to checking out those 197 pics on one trail cam. And it's kind of odd that there's only 16 on the other. So I don't know if that one malfunctioned or it just wasn't as much of a travel corridor as the other one. The other one was right on the edge of a ridge, which usually is more of a travel corridor. So, all right, if I see anything going out, we'll be sure to include you. Stick with us. Thanks for coming along. More turkey sign. That is a wing feather. Yeah, that's it's wet from the rain. I missed that coming in too. That's definitely a wing feather. Cool. More turkey sign.
My next stop was back at the 120-acre parcel. I wanted to ask the forestry workers there if they knew anything about finding a trail cam while harvesting selected trees. Now, the forestry workers did not want to appear on camera. Now, I asked the crew chief about it and showed him the general location of the trail cam area. And he told me, much to my surprise, yes, they recovered a trail cam from the bottom of a harvested tree. The DNR forester in charge of this operation took the camera to the local DNR office. So, after a phone call to the DNR forester who was in charge of the operation, just to confirm that he had my trail cam, I was on the road to the local DNR office.
So I'm here at the DNR site. I had to come here because one of my trail cameras was missing. I talked to the guys that were working there, and they said that the DNR guy that was overseeing the operation took the camera. They saw it on the tree, cut the tree, pulled the camera off, and the DNR guys got it. So here I am.
Now, having hunted private land for over the past 20 years, putting out trail cams had been an integral part of scouting for turkey and deer. So I automatically carried this important data gathering tool over to my new hunting challenge on public lands.
But I was unaware that I had to have some sort of personal ID markings on all trail cameras that are placed on public land in the state of Wisconsin. Now, I was very fortunate to have a DNR official and a forestry crew that took the time, that noticed that I had a trail camera on a tree they were about to harvest, and they ended up recovering the trail cam, the strap, and the locking cable, and took it to the local DNR office. Now, that trail cam could have been easily destroyed had they not noticed it on the bottom of that tree before cutting it. But the local DNR forester is also a hunter, luckily for me, and he knew the value of the monetary investment in that trail cam, and also the data value that that trail cam contained for the hunter. Now, when I talked with the DNR official about my reluctance to put personal information such as my name or a phone number or an address on a trail cam on public land in the state of Wisconsin, he totally understood. He suggested that I use my DNR number as the personal ID on my cameras. And he told me, he says, now that's not going to stop them from being stolen if somebody wants to steal them on public land. And there's very little anybody can do about that. You restrain them with cable locks as best you can. But, he said, if for any reason that camera turns up at a DNR office, well, they can look up that local DNR number and contact the owner of that trail cam to get it back to him. Now, I personally want to send a grateful thank you to that DNR forester and his crew for taking the time to recover my trail cam intact, and also for passing along ID information that I should be putting on my trail camera. Hey, and just as a side note, I just wanted to say that whether I'm on the water or in the woods, with all of my dealings that I've had with the Wisconsin DNR, I have always found them courteous and helpful. And I truly believe that they are a huge asset to managing Wisconsin's natural resources. So give them a break the next time you see them.
Now, these are a series of actual photos that the trail cam took while the tree was being cut down. Now, in the first photos, you could see wood chips in the air from another tree being cut. And here in the background, you can see one of the heavy equipment pieces used in the modern harvesting of trees. The next photo, check the background as you can start to see cut logs being stacked on the ground. And finally, you can see that the tree with this trail cam has been cut as the photo taken is pointing at the ground, as the cutter equipment is now starting to lift and turn the tree. And the final photo shows the loose locking cable as the trail cam was being removed. Hey, again, a big thank you to the DNR forester and his crew for taking the time to retrieve and return my trail camera.
As you can see, 2024 started out in a very unfortunate situation for me. Now, everything turned out okay, thanks to the vigilance of the DNR forestry crew. I didn't lose my trail cam, the SD card, or the valuable information that it contained. So, let's take a look at some of the photo data from all of the trail cams.
Now let's start out with the trail cams that were set around the trails leading into the bedding area on the 255-acre parcel. Between March 13th and April 11th, there were 72 photos taken on the South Trail leading into the bedding area. Here are some of those highlight photos. And during the same time frame of March 13th through April 11th, there were 56 photos taken at the intersection of the two north trails just outside the bedding area. And here are some of those highlights.
As you can see, in about a month's time, all trails leading into that bedding area are active, confirming my scouting of that area's trails and deer sign. Therefore, I'm coming to the conclusion that that bedding area that I accidentally came across last fall is in all probability still an active site. And therefore, I'm staying out of that area for the rest of the year. And hopefully, come the fall bow season, this may turn out to be a good deer hunting area for me.
Next, we're moving west from the bedding area to the low valley area and the ridge line there. And we'll start with the trail cam setup facing the top of the ridge located the farthest south. So let's see what showed up on the trail cam here. Now at this location, we are towards the end of the valley and ridge line where it rises up into a flatter topography of the area. And this trail cam only had these two pictures of the same whitetail. Evidently, this location is not a favorable travel route. Well, let's move to the other trail cam located further north where the ridge line and low valley is better defined. Let's see what activity was going on there. Now this is only about 60, maybe 75 yards north of the last trail cam.
Wow, what a difference in trail cam activity, and just 75 yards further north. No doubt that this part of the ridgeline trail by the low valley area is definitely a preferred travel route. Lots of whitetail and turkey activity right here. Well, based on the trail cam data and the physical evidence gathered from my boots on the ground scouting trips, this area is definitely going to be under strong consideration by me, where I might just set up and hunt for spring turkey.
And finally, let's check out the trail cam from the 120-acre parcel where the DNR forestry crew was doing their selected harvesting. Now, I'm not expecting much from this area because of all the human activity in the vicinity of my two trail cams, but let's take a look at the SD cards and what the photo showed. First, we'll check out the trail cam that was on the harvested tree. This one was right on a well-used trail and provided photos for the first 8 days, from March 13th through March 21st. The last one coming about 18 hours before the tree was harvested. And surprisingly, there were 180 photos taken, with 150 of them showing animal activity. However, all activity on the photos were nocturnal ones. So let's take a look at some of those highlights. Next, we'll check out the trail cam that was on the ridge line overlooking the Bowl Depression that was southwest from the trail location. Now, I must apologize for goofing up the timestamp on this trail cam. I inadvertently have the AM set for PM and the PM set for AM. So if you're watching the timestamp, just flip-flop the AM and PM for the correct time of day. All other timestamp info is correct. Again, just flip-flop AM and PM. Now this trail cam operated for the full time from 3:14 when I initially set it up through 4:11 when I did the nighttime recovery. And there were 217 photos taken. But unfortunately, by the morning of 3:21, the logging operation started first in this area and finished in this area around the late afternoon of 3:23. In all, of the 217 photos on the trail cam, approximately 162 were of the logging operations such as you see here. And it didn't take long for wildlife to return to this trail cam area. First, deer showed up. Then, as a snowstorm hit on the 25th of March, we picked up a couple of turkeys moving through this area. The last trail cam photo came on March 28th at 3 a.m. For the next 2 weeks, there was no further activity at this trail cam, with the exception of this predator showing up on the prowl on April 8th at 12:17 a.m. What do you guys think he is? Coyote? Or is it that timber wolf?
Well, the trail cam from the harvested tree really surprised me. With only 8 active days of trail cam data, there was a lot of whitetail photos on that trail cam, proving out what my boots on the ground scouting told me with all of the deer sign that I found on this trail. Now, I'm not sure how the selected tree harvest is going to affect the whitetail movement in this area by fall, but there's one thing I know I need to do. I need to get out and scout this area again for fall bow season. Now, be sure to join us on our next RO360 video adventure for a spring turkey hunting challenge. Hey, thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next Rapant Outdoors 360 episode. Feel free to comment below, or if you don't want to comment in the public eye, we can also be reached at rapantoutdoors360@gmail.com. Now, if you know somebody you think might enjoy this video series, please feel free to go ahead and share this video or this link with your friend. And as always, whether you fish or hunt, remember, practice CCR. Catch, conserve, replenish. Make sure that that resource is available for future generations. See you next time, guys.